By the time you're 18, everybody takes you as an adult. By the time you're about 25, going to 30, your parents are already telling you, move out of my house and go and take care of yourself. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Not Fine Podcast. Today I'm going to be talking about something that we all are forced to grow into as adults. It is a responsibility. It just comes, it just appears. You're just wondering, why does everybody expect me to start doing this? Why does everybody expect me to start acting this way? It's just a cultural thing that you may be forced into by your culture, by your age, or by non-normative things that can happen in your life. Maybe the loss of your parents, your dad, your mom, your firstborn, or something. But let me start from the non-normative things, like the loss of parents. There's one thing I hate, and I hate it because I experienced it. How that you can lose one of your parents. I lost my dad when I was like 10, and people just begin to impose a role that you understand nothing about on you. So when I lost my dad at 10, a lot of people were consoling me and saying stuff like, I am now the husband of my mother and the father of my siblings. And that gave me a lot of trauma because I started to actually try to act it and be a father and a husband at the same time, be a child. And that was crazy. That was a responsibility that was not meant for me that I began to take on. But then, now going back to the age and the cultural influences, by the time you're 18, everybody takes you as an adult. By the time you're about 25, going to 30, your parents are already telling you, move out of my house and go and take care of yourself. These are things that come upon us. But sometimes I think that we should try to be ready for these things. That's why I'm having this conversation. First of all, I would like to start by saying that life is suffering. And I'm saying this humbly. Life is pain, life is suffering. And our current culture has taught us to be hedonistic in our thinking. So we think that life is about happiness and we begin to chase happiness. You think you deserve to be happy at all times. No, you don't deserve to be happy at all times as long as you are human, living in a human body, as long as you have emotions. Life is ups and downs. You need to be able to learn to abase and abound. You need to be able to learn to live like yourself when you have so much, and also be yourself when you don't have so much. You need to be able to learn to live through hard times and also be ready to live through soft times. Some of us call ourselves soft kids, enjoyment kids and all that. It's not bad to enjoy. I'm not here to bash enjoyment. I'm just here to say that you should be able to enjoy, and when that enjoyment disappears, you should also be able to be a human being and live. Because when we don't understand this, that's when somebody's life is going down, the person tries to find a shortcut to go up, looking for cheap dopamine every time. We can't even live properly. We can't even, live a real life because of the advent of technology. We now are supposed to focus more on time. Time now is something that you have to relate with more because you don't have to go to the farm. You don't have to go hunting. You don't have to do a lot of things. You now have a lot of time to yourself and you don't want to suffer. So you're always on your phone, surfing, scrolling, just trying to while away time because we don't understand how to use time. Because whenever we become conscious of time, we become conscious of our suffering, and we have not learned how to live with our suffering. So we don't go out, go to the gym, play sports, do this stuff that you need to do because you have TVs in your house, you have laptops, you have Netflix and all that. We don't know how to suffer. And it is necessary. It is something that is necessary to learn. So how do you learn to suffer? Because now that there's the technology, you are now responsible to induce a bit of suffering in your own life so that you can learn to control the ones that comes upon you without knocking on the door. That's why you go to the gym and carry weights that are heavier than you, so that when you are in a situation where something that is heavier than you is supposed to be carried, you have trained for that moment. That's why sometimes just do difficult things, because the only way to develop yourself as a human is doing something that is a bit harder than what you are used to. That's how you can grow. That's how muscles grow. That's how your mind grows. If you do not learn to subject yourself to challenges in life, when challenges hit you, you automatically become confused. You don't know how to get out of the situation. And that's one thing we're lacking in our generation. We're not responsible for ourselves. We're not responsible for the community. How can we be responsible to raise the next generation? You need to be conscious of this now and understand that you need to just carry something behind you that is bigger than you. That's how you grow your strength to the point of building a family. Because as a man, building a family is a heavy task. And if you have not gotten used to carrying things that are heavier than you, if you get yourself in the position of building a family, it becomes depressing. As a woman, if you have not gotten used to carrying something heavier than you, being responsible for other people, by the time you start a family, it's going to be crazy. I'm sure that now that I said being responsible for other people, and I didn't say it for men, gender war has started. That's not what I mean. Men also should be responsible for other people. Everybody should learn to be responsible for other people. It's not just about you. You should learn to be responsible for yourself first, and then other people. It should be an overflow. If your cup is not full, you cannot fill other people's cups. That's the point of responsibility. Your first responsibility is in filling your own cup. But you don't just stop there. You let the overflow now fill other people's cup. We should become responsible. And the only way you can become responsible is by friction. If life does not hit you with this friction, hit yourself with some of the friction that you can control. How can you do this? I want to give you a challenge. Whatever you are doing now in your life, up it a bit. Just a bit. The extent that you can carry. And when you get used to carrying that particular weight, don't be comfortable there. Up it again. And keep upping it. That's how you enlarge your capacity. That's how you become better. That's how you make people come into your space and they can be comfortable to learn who they are by the environment you have created. Look at the things that you are doing that are working well, improve them. Look at the things that you're doing that are not working so well for you and change them. There's no perfect person in life. The only person that is perfect is the person that is working towards perfection. Embrace this challenge and start it, and trust me, your life will be better. That's the only way to even run away or stay away from depression. The moment you are not going up, you are going down, because life is always moving. And if you stand in one position, you automatically are moving backwards because life is moving forward. But if you know physics, if life is moving forward and you want to move forward, it is challenging. I mean, it's like running on a treadmill. If you put yourself on a treadmill every time, it means that you are ready to get better. And that's what I'm challenging you to do. Why not? That's even more interesting to do instead of chasing happiness every time. If you do this, I promise you, you always find happiness. In fact, happiness is going to chase you. But if you try to chase happiness, it's cheap dopamine. It's cheap dopamine. So guys, I have come to implore you today to understand that life is suffering, life is pain. Whenever you feel fearful to embrace this, remember that if you don't die, you don't die. And if you die, you die. Life is about death. The moment you carry weight that is heavier than you and you conquer it, you have died to your weaker self. But if you choose to not challenge yourself, then you are dying to your stronger self. So it's you that will choose your death. Do you want to die to your weaker self or you want to die to your stronger self? At Not Fine, we always tell you, die to your weaker self so that you can be stronger. He who is dead can never die again. I hope you enjoyed this, even though it felt like I was blasting everybody. But it's okay not to be okay. What's not okay is remaining there. Take care of your minds, pick up something that is a bit heavier than you, and move. Challenges don't kill you, and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Peace, guys.